Alright, so, before we, by the way, ignore that the dog needs to, level up, I actually tried using the skill books on him just to help, get his abilities here. And I may have not realized that using all of them was going to cause that to probably stay there, but it's okay, because he'll have that spot replaced and get the free slot anyway, so ignore that. There's something I want to talk about real quick before we continue, because we're about to watch a cutscene, because when we leave to head to Lothering, we're going to watch a cutscene. And I kind of want to talk before we watch it, because I should clarify something. I mentioned earlier that, I said that I thought, in comparison to 2, Origins seemed to have this really good development, in comparison to the mess that was 2. The thing is, Origins had a different kind of a mess as well. It wasn't the same type of mess, whereas here's what. So I'll obviously address this more so when we get to 2, but 2 had a very small amount of time to, be developed. Origins was in development, I believe, for around 6 years. So during that time, because, 6 years of development and writing and such, it actually kind of went under some rewrites and such. You can imagine the developers and writers were kind of going back and forth with different ideas, maybe being a little indecisive about what they actually wanted to do in regards to the story and the characters and such. As such, sometimes there are moments where it seems like it doesn't quite gel and work with other scenes that kind of lend to some of the, what they were going for with the story. I mention this because Logain, for the most part, in most of the scenes, actually is shown to have some more complexity to him as a character. That there is more to what's going on with him than just evil kind of, that kind of, villain and such. That he's a little bit more gray in that regards. Except for the scene we saw earlier at Ostagar. That's like the one scene where it's like makes him look like a very evil villain. He's like, "Sound the retreat, do as I command," and he gives that evil smirk as they walk off, and it's just kind of like, okay. And then there are other scenes like the one we're about to see where you can see he's not like that, and there are other scenes later on in the game that will actually show he's not like that. So you can kind of see that they were kind of going back and forth and with the rewrites and such on what they were actually wanting to do in regards to Logain, and if he was just a type of villain, or if there was more complexity to him, more gray to him. And the next scene is kind of what I'm talking about. It's a pretty great scene, as it lends to both stuff with Logain, as well as another character we'll be seeing later on. So let's go ahead and make our way towards the Lothering and watch this scene. We're going to Hawk's hometown! Hey! Too bad we won't get to see Hawk. Sorry, I tried to get them on to work. Dedarum.
And I expect each of you to supply these men. We must rebuild what was lost at Ostagar, and quickly. There are those who would take advantage of our weakened state if we let them. We must defeat this Darkspawn incursion, but we must do so sensibly and without hesitation.
Your Lordship, if I might speak. You have declared yourself Queen Anora's regent, and claim we must unite under your banner for our own good. But what of the army lost at Ostagar? Your withdrawal was most fortuitous.
Everything I have done has been to secure Ferelden's independence. I have not shirked my duty to the throne, and neither will any of you!
The Banorn will not bow to you simply because you demand it.
Understand this. I will brook no threat to this nation from you or anyone.
Antigon, please!
Your Majesty, your father risks civil war. If Eamon were here...
Antigon, my father is doing what is best.
Did he also do what was best for your husband, your Majesty?
Bit of a nice burn there from Tegan. But you guys see what I'm talking about? And the thing is, Logain there... Hold on, I'll talk about it in a second. We gotta speak to these bandits first.
Wake up, gentlemen. More travelers to attend to. I'd guess that fellow is the leader.
They don't look much like them others, you know. Maybe we should just let these ones pass.
Nonsense. Greetings, travelers.
Highwaymen, preying on those fleeing the Darkspawn, I suppose.
They are fools to get in our way. I say, teach them a lesson.
Now, is that any way to greet someone? A simple 10 silvers, and you're free to move on.
Okay, so let me take a moment to go back to what I was talking about. You notice how Logain is talking to the Banorn? Keep in mind, those are supposed to be like, the nobility of Ferelden. And he's talking to them as if he's talking to his soldiers. And that's kind of one of the interesting mentalities of Logain, because he is, like a military commander and a strategist. He's not a politician. He's not, a noble. He was raised to that by Merrick, but he doesn't have that in his mentality, in his blood, I guess you could say. He's a military guy. And so he feels like he's talking to his soldiers. And then Tegan is like, oh, you're making a power play here. Tegan, of course, is looking at this, from a political point of view, even though he's not as much of a politician as Arl Eamon is. But, it's an interesting dynamic there because they're both wrong, but you can see the different kinds of views and perspectives on this, And it's also interesting with Anora, but, there's an interesting perspective that various people have when it comes to Anora's character. But yeah, I hope you guys see what I mean. That doesn't exactly show Logain as like a evil villain. Tegan kind of perceives it that way, but that's because he's thinking more so from the political point of view of what Logain has done. Whereas Logain is still, in the military mindset, talking to his soldiers, thinking about not just the Darkspawn, which he's later going to say that he believes it's not a true blight, and that he actually thinks that Orlais is still the bigger threat because he still hasn't forgotten the whole war that, of Ferelden trying to get the Orlesians out of Ferelden. It's still, like, fresh in his mind, and it still bothers him to this day. He still carries those scars with him, and it's why he was so opposed to Kaelin asking them for help against the Darkspawn, and what else, the other thing that happens with the Orden later. And it's going to continue to be that, which is why later on the irony is quite amusing with Logain. But anyways, so yeah, great cutscene. I really want to just kind of point that out about that. So these are bandits who are robbing refugees who are running away from the Blight and telling them they have to pay them money or else. Yeah, you should listen to your friend, pal.
What did I tell you? No wagons, and this one looks armed.
The toll applies to everyone, Henrik. That's why it's a toll, and not, say, a refugee tax.
Oh, right. Even if you're no refugee, you still gotta pay.
I love this one guy. Still gotta pay. It's just seriously. I'm not paying.
Well, I can't say I'm pleased to hear that. We have rules,
Right. We get to ransack your corpse then. Those are the rules.
You can certainly try. Though I may end up ransacking your corpse first.
Well, this is going nowhere. Let's finish this, gents.
Now, better place.
All right, we surrender. We're just trying to get by before the Darkspawn get us all.
Sure. You're a criminal.
Yes, I'm a criminal. I admit it. I apologize.
And now you die.
I'm not going down without a fight.
This poor Templar.
I'll get on it.
Okay. Probably gonna have to work on my inventory here in a moment. Though I thought I had made a mod, or found and then used a mod that increased my inventory size, but whatever. Oh, that's right, I have Morrigan now. I need to use these on Morrigan.
Well, there it is. Lothering. Pretty as a painting.
Ah, so you have finally decided to rejoin us, have you? Falling on your blade in grief seemed like too much trouble, I take it.
Is my being upset so hard to understand? Have you never lost someone important to you? Just what would you do if your mother died?
Before or after I stopped laughing?
Right, very creepy. Forget I asked.
What did you want to talk about, Alistair?
His navel, I suspect. He certainly has been contemplating it for long enough.
Oh, I get it. This is the part where we're shocked to discover how you've never had a friend your entire life.
I can be friendly when I desire to. Alas, desiring to be more intelligent does not make it so.
Anyway, I thought we should talk about where we intend to go first.
Well, Morgan, by the way, you and I will get more friendly later. Anyways, I wouldn't mind looking for my brother. He could still be alive.
He was out scouting in the wilds, wasn't he? That's what the king said.
Then attempting to look for him there would be foolish. He is either dead or he managed to flee to the north.
Very sensitive.
I am simply saying that it is foolish to mount a rescue when you have no notion where this man is and the wilds are overrun with darkspawn. You will either find him somewhere outside the wilds with other survivors, or not at all.
Okay. But that doesn't mean I shouldn't look for him.
That's exactly what it means. You wish to do this brother of yours a service? Avenge him. The time to look for survivors will come later.
I think what Flemeth suggested is the best idea. These treaties, have you looked at them?
You know, the thing is, I don't believe that the game actually allows you to actually look at and read the treaties. Unless it's in the Codex. I'll have to take a look at if it actually is in the Codex.
The treaties, the ones we got from Flemeth. With these, we will be able to ask for assistance. Maybe even raise an army. There are three main groups that we have treaties for. The Dalish Elves, the Dwarves of Orzammar, and the Circle of Magi. I also still think that Arleman is our best bet for help. We might even want to go to him first.
I love that the way that this game is, it's like you would think that those are going to be the only way, groups that you can be able to get armies from. The fact that you can be able to get instead, if you want to, an army of Templars, an army of werewolves, and a mix army of both dwarves and golems is actually kind of cool. In fact, I've heard that some of those armies are actually better than the other ones. Statistically, gameplay wise. Is there a way to contact other Grey Wardens?
Short of leaving Ferelden to seek them out, the only place to send word to would be Weishaupt Fortress. And that's thousands of miles away.
What do you think, Morgan?
Go after your enemy directly. Find this man Loghain and kill him. The rest of this business with the treaties can then be done in safety.
Yes, he certainly wouldn't see that coming, and it's not like he has the advantage of an army and experience and...
I was asked for my opinion and I gave it. If your wish is to come up with reasons why something cannot be done, we will stand here until the Darkspawn are upon us.
Then we need to find these people.
I can give you directions, if you like.
Where is this Arl Eamon you keep talking about?
He'll be at Castle Redcliffe, in the far western part of Ferelden, next to the mountain passes. If he isn't there, someone will be able to tell us where he is.
Now, what's funny is that my character probably should know where that is, but then again, it's also possible that he was not directly involved in either trips or talks with Redcliffe, unlike his father and brother. Remember, he's the younger son, which means Fergus probably got to have more privilege when it came to those kinds of interactions and such, even though people like King Kaelin did recognize us on the spot. He said, "Oh, you're Bryce's youngest, aren't you?" Like, we are someone who is known by the nobility of Ferelden, regardless of the fact that we are the younger son, because in other fictional fantasy settings like this, usually, as you can probably guess, the younger of the sons of a king or a noble or such are not as well known as, say, the eldest, because usually the eldest is the one that's held up in most higher regard compared to the other offspring of that noble. An example of this would be, say, in Game of Thrones, when it came to the Starks family, Robb Stark would be more well known as opposed to, say, the other Stark boys. Just as an example. I'm not, I don't recall if that was actually the case or not, but I'm just using that as an example because that's just one that came off the top of my head because I remember that was kind of the case. And we're not even going to get into talking about Jon and all that, so anyways. Where would we find the Dalish elves, though?
If we head eastward, towards the Brazilian forest, we should hear word of one of the clans that wanders that area. Hopefully they will still be there.
Where's the Circle of Magi?
That will be at their tower on Lake Carlinhard to the north. We'll be looking for the first enchanter, whoever that is.
And where are the dwarves?
We would need to speak to their king in Orzammar. That means heading west into the Frostback Mountains, which won't be easy.
And where would Loghain be?
If he isn't out in the field with his army, he's probably going to be at the palace in Denerim. We can go to Denerim, but somehow I suspect that they're not going to let us just walk around. Only a suspicion, of course.
What's funny is that they absolutely do let us just walk around Denerim like, oh, okay. It's not like anyone sees us and is like, quick, get Loghain! There's a Grey Warden walking around Denerim!
Then you have a plan.
I'm ready to get going.
Fair enough. Let's head into the village whenever you're ready.
Okay. So as I said, I tried to get a mod working where we would actually get to see some of Hawke's family here in the game. For example, this would have been Carver, except his head wasn't working properly. So that was the sign I was like, okay, I kind of give up on this. I believe I was also supposed to be able to find Leandra and Bethany somewhere, but again, couldn't seem to get it to work, so I just gave up on it. But it just would have been cool as kind of a, oh hey, we're in Lothering and we're going to find Hawke's family here before they have to flee this place and make their way to Kirkwall. But anyways.
You don't look like the other folk fleeing the south. Were you in the battle?
What makes you think that?
You don't look chastened, so you're not from the wilds. And you're not a farmer. I'd guess you saw some fighting.
I was with the King's army.
I thought them that survived already marched north with the Tairn. You must be a survivor, or a deserter. Lucky you, I guess.
I should go.
Don't let me stop you.
You there. If you're looking for safe shelter, I'll warn you. There's none to be found. Move on if you can. Lothering's lost.
Hey, Gideon Emery. I can already tell that's him, even though it's the I'm speaking through a helmet type of way to talk. Do you know about those bandits outside the village?
Thieves prey on the unfortunate whenever they get the chance. We've had refugees streaming from the south for the last 2 days. The Chantry and Tavern are full to bursting. There simply isn't enough food to go around, and we Templars can barely keep order. You'd be better off elsewhere, my friend.
Can I just say I've always loved the Templar armor. I just love the armor that looks like that. I think it just looks really cool. And that's a pretty, pretty cool helmet, I think. I think it's actually I've always thought it was funny. It's like, oh, hey, look at this helmet that doesn't cover other certain parts of my head and face. That's not going to be very protective. But this, yeah, that's very well protective. I'm just saying. Okay. Thanks for the warning.
Best of luck wherever you might go.
You know, I don't know about you guys, but I kind of feel like we should get...
Like this.
That's great. We should perhaps consider getting a couple more people into our party.
Do I have a choice?
Did you see the new recruiters out?
I'd keep your voice down if I were you. They're pressing anyone who can hold a sword into service.
Now, Terran wants a new army, but is it to fight them Darkspawn or those nobles shouting against them?
I've no idea, but I'm sure not about to raise my hand if you catch my meaning. Not after what happened down south.
So, yeah, unfortunately, it cut off the dialogue there. By the way... because I've been carrying around some gear for her. There we go. And let's see... there we go. Improves blood magic. I'll hold off on that. Huh, I thought I had a staff for her. Oh well, I can always get another one some other place, some other time.
Got it.
Well, look what we have here, men. I think we've just been blessed.
Uh-oh. Logain's men. This can't be good.
Didn't we spend all morning asking about a fellow by this very description? And everyone said they hadn't seen him.
It seems we were lied to.
Gentlemen, surely there is no need for trouble. These are no doubt simply more poor souls seeking refuge.
They're more than that. Now stay out of our way, sister. You protect these traitors, you'll get the same as them.
Hi, Liliana. I love you. Well, my dwarf noble loved you. Not going to be romancing you this time around, but I've always liked Liliana, and it's interesting seeing her the way she is now compared to how we see her in Inquisition. And I'll say, I do like and prefer how she looks in Inquisition compared to how she looks here. Not that she looks like bad here or in Dragon Age 2, but I think they really made improvement with how she looks in Inquisition compared to how she looks here. But that's just me. If you want to fight, I'm happy to oblige.
Right, let's make this quick.
Alright, I'm gonna clear this room with a holy smite!
One surrender.
Good. They've learned their lesson and we can all stop fighting now.
I love doing that. Like I said, Paladin! Alright. So, should I kill this guy or let him run back? Nah. I let him run back last time. I don't want this slime reporting to Logain about where I am.
Please wait!
They have surrendered. They were no match for you. Let them be.
No.
But they failed, and I do not wish death on anyone.
Then give them a final prayer.
You mean... Very well. May the Maker forgive your trespasses. May he keep you in his sight and guide you. Maker preserve us!
Go get him, boy. Now what are you two doing?
On it.
I apologize for interfering, but I couldn't just sit by and not help.
Now, where does a sister learn to fight like that?
I wasn't born in the Chantry, you know. Many of us had more colorful lives before we joined. Let me introduce myself. I am Liliana, one of the lay sisters of the Chantry here in Lothering. Oh, I was.
Just as a reminder, if you would like to see the story of what happened to Liliana before she ended up here as a sister in Lothering, head on over to the playlist I made of the DLC that they made for this called Liliana's Song, where it tells the story of what happened to Liliana and how it led her here, which actually plays a role in Inquisition, believe it or not. I couldn't believe that we actually had come back full circle with that in Inquisition, especially with in regards to the Divine, but I'm getting ahead of myself. My name is Robert. A pleasure.
Those men said you're a Grey Warden. You will be battling the Darkspawn, yes? That is what Grey Wardens do. I know after what happened, you will need all the help you can get. That's why I'm coming along.
And just what help would you be to me?
The Maker told me to join you. Surely, he would not do so without good reason.
Could you elaborate?
I know that sounds absolutely insane, but it's true. I had a dream. A vision.
More crazy? I thought we were all full up.
Look at the people here. They are lost in their despair, and this darkness, this chaos, will spread. The Maker doesn't want this. What you do, what you are meant to do, is the Maker's work. Let me help.
I would need more than prayers from you, I'm afraid.
I can fight. I can do more than fight. As I said, I was not always a lay sister. I put aside that life when I came here. But now, if it is the Maker's will, I will take it up again. Gladly. Please let me help you.
Very well. I will not turn away help when it is offered.
Perhaps your skull was cracked worse than Mother thought.
Thank you. I appreciate being given this chance. I will not let you down.
So, go ahead and take a seat, Barkspawn.
Indeed.
But that's okay, because we can be able to,
I'll get on it.
get him with the free slot. If I can just remember how to do that. I believe it's... right here. There we go. Dog whistle. Alright, now... Liliana. That's right. I need to improve her strength if I'm going to give her that. And, of course, she is an archer. So... I'll give her some arrows. And which one of these is better? This one. The U short bow. Though what I really want to do is give her this one, of course. Then there's there's also this one, though. This one does more damage. This is better. Now, let's see. Give her that. Okay. Give her that as well. And I'll give her that. Okay. Alright, Liliana. Would you mind? Now I've got my lock picker. Yay! I can actually pick locks again. Woo! So that's going to be like Liliana's main job. Throughout the run that we keep her, is that she's going to be picking locks, even though the thing is, I don't necessarily need her for that.
Yes?
Because as I was trying to say before, one of the cool things I was able to add here, as you can see with Morgan, is Arcane Unlock, where I can actually use her in order to actually open or remove locks. I just think that's a really cool idea. So... And yeah, of course, Morgan's going to be with us quite a bit as well, considering that we're going to be romancing her in this run. And don't worry, it doesn't conflict with the a Nora romance. Or not even romance, just a Nora marriage. There is basically no romance with a Nora, at least on camera. It's hard to tell if there actually is anything there, even if you interact with her in Awakening. So,
as I live and breathe, you're the Grey Warden everyone's been talking about. I represent the Blackstone Irregulars. We're a mercenary company that fell on hard times after the war with Orlais. I'm sure you know that times are getting worse every day. With your help, the Irregulars could be of use to Ferelden once more.
Okay.
Our leaders thought you might, unlike most who work with us.
I'll take a look.
Now's better than later.
Go ahead and pick these up. Alright, now let's get Sten.
Did you speak to that knight yesterday? Said he was from Reg...
How dare you accuse me of thievery? I saw you take the supplies from my car. Your grassland eyes are inept. A chastened would never... You marsh folk are all thieves and liars.
Enough! People here are already desperate and frightened. They don't need you two coming to blows.
But what about my food?
I said enough!
You know...
Shokke basit, mara de starit, mera de twasit, abana kyun, maras shokra, ananne sam kyun. You aren't one of my captors. I will not amuse you any more than I have the other humans. Leave me in peace.
What are you?
A prisoner. I'm in a cage, am I not? I've been placed here by the Chantry.
The revered mother said he slaughtered an entire family, even the children.
It is as she says. I am Sten of the Beresad, the vanguard of the Kunari peoples.
So a couple of things. One, yes, there is a mod that you can actually be able to actually change Sten's appearance to make him look more like the Kunari that we see in both Dragon Age 2 and Inquisition, with the horns and everything. Two, we also learned that Sten is not his actual name. That is just simply his rank or his title. So we don't ever really learn his actual name because, well, as we learn later on, that's not quite how the Kunari and the Qun work, you know. So, anyways, we can, of course, talk much more about the Kunari and the Qun later. So, I've heard that the Kunari are called the warmongers of the North.
We are called a lot of things. What's your point? Though it matters little now. I will die soon enough.
This is a proud and powerful creature, trapped as prey for the Darkspawn. If you cannot see a use for him, I suggest releasing him for mercy's sake alone.
Mercy? I wouldn't have expected that from you.
I would also suggest that Alistair take his place in the cage.
Yes, that's what I would have expected.
I suggest you leave me to my fate.
Yes, you can actually kill him right now if you want, saying, I could end it for you right now if you prefer. I, of course, will not do that. I find myself in need of skilled help.
No doubt. What help do you seek?
Well, I am sworn to defend this land against the Blight.
The Blight? Are you a Grey Warden, then?
Why do you ask?
My people have heard legends of the Grey Warden's strength and skill. Though I suppose not every legend is true.
Hey! Would the revered mother let you free?
Perhaps if you told her the Grey Wardens need my assistance. It seems as likely to bring my death as waiting here.
I'll leave you for now.
Farewell, then.
To be left here to starve? Or to be taken by the Darkspawn? No one deserves that. Not even a murderer. I'm wondering, Morrigan.
Have you seen my mother?
She's over there.
She is. Oh, I was so so scared that she'd never get here. I'm cold. I don't like it.
And now he just stays over there. Sorry, I cut them off. I didn't realize there was going to be a conversation there.
Back off. I have the right to charge what I wish.
You profit from their misfortune. I should have the Templars give away everything in your carts.
You wouldn't dare. Any of you step too close to my goods and I'll...
It's so nice to see everyone working together in a crisis. Warms the heart.
Oh, you there. You look able. Would you care to make a tiny profit helping a beleaguered businessman?
Well, get rid of the tiny part and I'll consider it.
I'm not the only one with some business sense.
He is charging outlandish prices for things people desperately need. Their blood is filling his pockets.
There's been so many of these men lately. Heartless opportunists, all.
'Tis only survival of the fittest. All of these cretins would do the same in his shoes, given the chance.
I have limited supplies. The people decide what those supplies are worth to them.
You bought most of your wares from these very people last week. Now they flee for their lives, and you want to talk business?
Look, stranger, I've 100 silvers if you drive this rabble off, starting with that priest. I'm an honest merchant, nothing more.
Well, don't you think you're being a little unscrupulous?
Would it help these folks if they could buy no goods at all?
They spend their very last coin because they are desperate, and this man preys upon them as surely as the bandits outside the city.
Ah, I'm not arguing anymore. Drive off this woman and get your 100 silvers. Otherwise, I'm taking my wagon and leaving.
Lower your prices or lose your goods.
Maker's breath. Sometimes it's truly not worth operating this far south.
Just charge what you would have before this tragedy.
Fine, yes, just stop complaining. You're giving me a headache.
A fine compromise.
So, we have come to solve every squabble in the village personally. My, but the Darkspawn will be impressed.
Thank you for your generous assistance. May the Maker watch over your path.
Don't worry. We'll be able to fix her approval.
Are you here to make my head ache, or do you actually want to buy something? It isn't...
I'm here to sell you stuff so I can help clear up my inventory. That's what I'm doing. Some of these I can just kind of stash away later, so... I just realized I didn't see what he was actually selling. I was just focused on selling stuff. Nah, he doesn't have anything other than wine. Go ahead and pick those up. Bandits! Bandits everywhere!
The legions of evil are on your doorstep! They will feast upon our hearts! There is nowhere to run! This evil will cover the world like a plague of locusts!
Please, you're scaring the children!
Better to slit their throats now than let them suffer at Darkspawn hands! There! One of their minions is already amongst us! This man bears their evil stench! Can you not see the vile blackness that fills him?
Why don't you keep your voice down?
I watch the Black Horde descend on my people! I will not be silent!
Please stop! Somebody shut his mouth!
But isn't he right? The ban left us. We're going to die.
This minion is but the first of those who will destroy us!
This ends now.
No! Do not touch me! You bring evil and destruction! It is the end!
He was right, wasn't he? There's no hope for us.
There's always hope. Muster your courage.
You're right. We can't give up.
But we can't fight. What are we supposed to do?
We can't lie down and die either. We must go north to Denerim.
Your king is dead! There is no hope!
There's word of Darkspawn stragglers, but no sign of the main horde. We are the only hope of protection this village has now, and I will not abandon them. That is all. May the Maker have mercy on us. Yes? Who might you be?
You can call me Robert.
I am Sir Bryant, commander of Lothering's remaining Templars. You don't seem like the other refugees. Are you one of Arl Eamon's knights?
I am a Grey Warden, actually.
I see. Tern Loghain declared all Grey Wardens traitors responsible for the king's death. You know this, I hope.
The Grey Wardens did no such thing.
I don't believe the Grey Wardens would be as careless or malicious as the Tern claims. But either way, there it is. It is best you not linger, though. Just in case.
Is there any other help that you can offer?
I cannot openly help you, I fear, but... Here, take this key. It opens the large cabinet on the far wall. There is more there than we can carry when we evacuate, so take what you need.
So about those bandits outside the village.
Maker's breath, how many times must we drive them off?
Oh, they won't bother you again. I killed them.
All of them? By yourself?
It's true. I saw it from my post. It was over so fast we didn't even have time to get over there.
Sad that it needed to come to that. But then they asked for it. Will you accept a small reward for your service?
I could keep an eye out for trouble, for the right pay.
I wish I could afford such help, to be truthful. Take your reward, at any rate. It is all I have to offer. If it interests you, there is a Chanters board outside full of quests that need doing. The Chanters even offer pay for some of them.
He even calls them quests. That's funny. I should go.
Travel safely, and may the Maker watch over you.
Who? I beg your pardon. I did not see you approach.
Sir Donald? Is that you?
Alistair? By the Maker, how are you? I was certain you were dead.
Not yet. No thanks to Tern Loghain.
If Arl Eamon were well, he'd set Loghain straight soon enough.
If he were well? What do you mean?
The Arl is stricken with an illness that threatens his life. We have found no cure, either natural or magical.
When did this happen?
Only a few weeks ago, but he has declined quickly. No one knows the nature of the illness, and even magic has done little to slow its progress. Our only hope now is a miracle. Every knight of Redcliffe has gone in search of the Urn of Sacred Ashes. Andraste's ashes are said to cure any illness, but I fear we are chasing a fable. With each day, my hope dims.
So, let me take a moment to say that I've heard there's at least one person I know who probably loves Dragon Age Origins as much as I do. In fact, he has it in his top 10 games of all time, so I know he loves the game very much. He hates this whole thing about the poisoning for Arl Eamon because it's basically a plot device, and it's kind of a plot hole because the thing is, what is with this super duper magical poison that is so powerful that it kind of causes this. Now, the purpose it serves is for us to go on the quest to go get the Urn of Sacred Ashes. But really, like, what... It's when you think about it, how effective or strong or ridiculous is this poison that it can't be cured by regular medicine, it can't be cured by magic. There's like all these things cannot possibly stop it or save him except the urn. It doesn't really make sense. And it's just kind of like it's a plot device. It's meant to be there to force us to have to go after the urn. That's basically all it is. It's kind of, it's not really handled or written all that well to kind of give a much better kind of explanation as to how it's working like this or doing this to Eben. Now, yes, I know the whole thing with the deal with the demon that Connor made has kind of serves as a partial explanation as to why he's still being kept alive from it, but even after, it's like, oh, it's still causing him to stay, like, unconscious and such. It's like, what was this thing they made to do this? Yeah. I don't really like it, but, that's just kind of how it is at that point, so. Your friend Sir Henrik is dead.
Supposedly...
Whoops, I pushed the wrong button, sorry.
The prophetess Andraste. Surely you know all this.
Perhaps I could help you?
Nothing I have found leads me to believe that this was anything more than a quest of desperation. I intend to return to Redcliffe soon and tell the Arlessa exactly that, once Sir Henrik arrives.
Who is Sir Henrik?
My fellow knight and travelling companion. He is delayed, though.
I found your friend Sir Henrik. He's dead. I have something of his.
What? And you have his locket? And a note? Maker's mercy. Thank you for giving me these. I would never have known otherwise.
I dealt with the bandits that killed him.
Thank you. I wonder how many of us have met similar fates on this mad quest.
So your quest for the ashes brought you here?
I expected to take advantage of the Chantry's library, in fact, but my skills are better suited to battle than chasing down tales.
I should go.
With Henrik gone, I need to return to Redcliffe. Perhaps later I will seek out the scholar his note mentions. But I must go. Thank you again, good sir. You have been most helpful.
And when the Maker spoke, a chant of light scattered in the darkness.
Praying for help from a prophet they
fear and
burned,
ignorance.
and a god
Let
who has
those
turned
who
his
cry out
back
for
on them
shelter
not once,
comfort.
but twice.
Those who seek redemption be delivered. Let those who have sinned be forgiven.
And when the chant spreads across all four corners of the world, let it rise at last to the ears of the Maker. Let him hear our unwavering faith. Let him hear our and enduring perseverance.
Good day, Sister Leliana. I'm surprised to see you're still in Lothering.
It is good to see you as well, Your Reverence.
I do not recognize your companion. Greetings. Will you be making a donation to the Chantry? Our need has never been greater.
What tithe is acceptable?
Might I suggest 30 silver?
Here, have 5 sovereigns.
These poor souls will weep at your generosity. Thank you. What can I do for you then?
I am a Grey Warden and I need your help.
A Grey Warden? Here? Oh dear. You put me in a difficult position. You must know that Tairn Loghain declared the Grey Wardens to be outlaws.
So I have heard. But it is Loghain who betrayed the king.
Tairn Loghain? That is as hard for me to believe as his condemnation of the Wardens. There is a price on your head. Lay low, and I promise to keep your presence a secret. That is the best I can do. Now, if there is nothing else?
There is. I want to talk about Sten, the Kunari that you imprisoned.
It might have been kinder to execute him, but I leave his fate to the Maker. Why does he interest you?
Because I want him freed. I might have a use for him.
Then his next victims might count you and me as their murderers.
I was thinking that you might release him into my custody.
And what do you say on this, Leliana? You know your friend better than I.
These are unusual times, Your Reverence. With us, the Kunari might do some good. I am sure of it, in fact.
Were things not so desperate? Very well. I trust you. Take these keys to his cage and make her watch over you.
Thank you, Your Reverence. Your trust is not misplaced.
So yeah, obviously having Liliana there makes doing that quite easier. You don't really have to convince her that much. Now, it's also worth noting you could actually just go ahead and pick the lock of his cage and let him out. You don't have to ask her. But it is, like if you want to kind of like take advantage of having Liliana in the party and get some early approval for her, then you can just go ahead and do that.
So let's talk about your mother.
Mother's not here.
I cut them off again. I keep forgetting the bridge is one of those places where it keeps triggering banter with my companions. Did you and your mother get separated?
Some mean men with swords came, and Mother told me to run to the village as fast as I could, so I did. She said she'd be right behind me, but I've been waiting and waiting, and I can't see her.
Where's your father?
He went with William to the neighbours yesterday, but he didn't come back.
I don't think she's coming.
Why not? Why would she leave me here?
Don't worry about that now.
But she must be coming.
And what if she doesn't show?
I don't know. Maybe I should go home and look for her.
Don't do that.
Then what should I do? I have nowhere to go. And I'm hungry.
Go to the chantry. Someone will look after you.
I will, but only if I don't find Mother first. You're a really nice man, kind of like Father. I should go look for Mother now.
Now here's what's funny. Here are some of the tutorial quests where it's like, hey, this is how you learn about doing this, like herbalism, or making poison, or making traps. Now, if you don't have that, you can just, you kind of automatically decline it. But if you have, it's like, oh, hey, this is how you learn how to do it. So I'll just go ahead and kind of not deal with those, since, hey, it's not like this place is going to be around much longer. But anyways.
You wish something more of me?
I have the key to open your cage.
I confess, I did not think the priestess would part with it.
She agreed to release you into my custody.
So be it. Set me free and I will follow you against the Blight.
How can you help us exactly?
I have spent my life in the Vanguard. I know war, and your lands need all the help they can get.
Very well. I will let you out.
And so it is done. I will follow you into battle. In doing so, I shall find my atonement.
And what if I don't lead you to your atonement?
Then I will find it myself. May we proceed? I am eager to be elsewhere.
Oh, blast it.
Blast and damnation.
For some reason, it's not letting me choose Sten. Yes. There it is.
Blood and damnation.
There we go. That was weird. Okay. So now we have Liliana and Sten. And fortunately, I can just be able to change party whenever I want, just like that. Get out of the party. Alright. That's obviously causing some issues, but anyways. I'm going to see if I can just go ahead and kind of do some of the little side tasks here and there in this area. Also, I'm going to mess around with the gear for my 3 companion party members here. Use the skill books and such. And then we will be heading on our way. We'll meet a couple of wonderful individuals right over there and be heading to camp and such. And then that's where the game will really start to take place and open up. Stay tuned.